We're back.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Ellie.
I'm Rita.
I'm Tulicaa.
And I'm Chase.
And we're back with another cast.
Yes.
Alright.
So-
Today's cast is about transcendentalism and
Slavery.
And Frederick Douglass.
Douglass and Huckleberry Finn and
Yeah.
Woo, we have a lot
all
to
of
get
that.
through.
We have a
Alright.
lot to get
Alright.
So
through.
do you guys want to start with transcendentalism?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with
Yeah.
that. So I think basically one of the main things is transcendentalism is individualism
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
how by taking knowledge and making the best version of yourself, you can kind of go beyond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can go above and beyond what you're expected to do, kind of.
Yeah.
Like that.
With knowledge, you can do anything.
You can do stuff
Yeah.
you couldn't do before.
You have all power of knowledge. And with transcendentalism, basically it's just, being individual, being who you are.
Be you.
Be you.
yourself.
Don't be someone who you're not. Don't pretend to be
exactly.
someone.
Yeah.
Don't
and
follow-
don't always follow
yeah.
the crowd,
Yeah,
because
don't
what if they're
follow
all
the
wrong?
crowd.
And
Be
you're
a
right?
leader. Don't be a
Yeah.
follower.
Okay.
Exactly.
It's kind of like if all your friends jumped off the bridge, would you? No,
No.
be an individual and do not do
Be
that.
yourself.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay,
So
moving on.
Moving
so
on.
that theme of transcendentalism and individualism and attaining on doing the best for yourself kind of relates to Frederick Douglass in a way
because he
because
tried to learn. He
Yeah.
tried his best. He asked
Yeah.
people to help him, and he tricked
Yeah.
the school children into helping him
Yeah.
Through knowledge, slaves could,
become free.
free themselves.
yeah, he knew that he had to do the best for himself. He had to
Yeah.
work hard and learn how to read. That was to get his freedom. He had to go beyond to gain. So that kind of relates to that the value of transcendentalism.
Yeah, and he didn't follow everyone the popular belief that black people are slaves. They can't be free. They can't learn. They can't do anything.
Yeah,
But
he knew.
learned. He
He
knew he
knew
could
that he
learn.
could,
He knew he could be free. He
Yeah.
knew he could live not being a slave and
All
being
through
free.
knowledge,
Yeah.
All through the power of
and all through him being an individual and not following what everyone
Yeah.
else was telling him about himself.
Right.
Do you think slaves didn't try doing that to be followers, be the other slaves? I don't want to get in trouble.
I mean, yeah, because I guess they saw people get whipped and get lynched and get killed for that type of stuff. So I mean,
They couldn't
he's
be
even more
themselves.
of an individualist for doing that
Yeah.
because he knew that he would get into trouble if he got
Yeah.
caught.
Yeah. But he still did what he thought was best for him to gain his freedom, even though it was really risky. Could have led to a lot
Yeah.
of
Could have led to
Harsh-
getting killed.
harsh
Exactly.
consequences, especially because at that time the thing was they didn't let them read if they knew that
No.
if they knew that they could read or understand any words that was
Yeah,
dangerous.
in the
Because they
southern
think they have more
states,
power.
yeah, in the southern states, they made it so, or mostly in the southern states, they made it so they can't do anything. In case slavery was abolished, they couldn't read a sign. They just
Yeah.
So
they
they couldn't
tried.
escape.
Yeah,
Like,
they
they
still
couldn't
didn't
get
find
out.
it.
Even when there was slavery, if they could read signs and things that
Because you know how there's signs for city limits and stuff, so you could leave by reading the signs. So you don't want them to read, so it would make it a lot harder for them to
and not
escape.
only reading they could send letters and stuff to
Yeah.
get people to help them.
Oh, that's
Things
true.
like that.
And the underground road and stuff, they could send letters and
Right.
get themselves out of it.
So people who needed to send letters often found white slavery abolishers, people who didn't support it would send letters for them.
Yeah.
Because they do that.
And they would,
until
hide
there's a slave.
slaves.
Yeah.
And they would hide slaves.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you guys think about Mrs. Auld in Frederick Douglass and how she began to help him at first, but then she was stopped?
I think that morally she was a good person, but she just thought being a slave owner and owning a ton of slaves kind of I guess boost her ego.
Yeah,
Cause
she thought she had to fit a stereotype.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it
she was
follows-
not an
yeah.
individualist. She
Yeah,
followed the crowd.
it kind of follows the idea of transcendentalism, how she was being kind of the individual at first, being a slave owner, helping a slave read.
And then I think
but
her
then
husband-
she
her
let
husband told her was
Yeah.
don't do this, they aren't worth it, and then she listened
Right.
to him.
she let the popular belief
But I
stop
think
her
that,
from doing her thing.
Morally, she was a good person
Yeah, me
because
too.
she did try helping him at first,
Yeah.
but then at the same time she also became really mean. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
mixed
But, I mean,
emotions.
also think of the impact that had on him. That little lesson kind of set off everything for him
Yeah.
and led to his freedom and led to everything.
So in a way, she did help.
Yeah,
She did do
Right.
she did
And
help.
even if yeah, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
but also the because he learned how to read, he wrote this entire book for us like see now. I think that's also
that's like a big
right.
evolution of where
And
it
like
came from.
it really taught people like the inside like kind of look, I guess, into like slavery and like what really happened. Because like a lot of people tell you different things about like slavery and everything that happened, but this is like a real person's encounter with it, so like, you know it's like true.
Right.
Yeah.
So
It's like it teaches you a lot.
Great. Do you guys want to move on to talk about like Huck Finn?
Yeah.
Because I think that also
Huck Finn, Huck Finn's like kind. It's in a way, it's like it's really similar to Frederick Douglass. Like so, like it's just like the concept of like slaves wanting to be free
and him finding like a white little boy to like.
Yeah.
That's similar to how Frederick Douglass. I think he asked the school children to like help him read. Like he like tricked them into it. He was like, I know how to say ABC. Do you know the rest? And like they taught him and stuff. So I guess it's like similar to that in a way, except it's also different because Frederick Douglass kind of tricked them, but Jim and Huck were like actual friends. They helped each other.
Yeah, and think of like about like Huck, like that kid. He like was willing to help him and willing to go against like what like you when you're a kid, like you just go with what your parents say when you're like.
But also I think it's because like Jim taught him, because at first he wasn't an individualist. He like went along with the crowd. Like, do you guys remember in the movie that
he was about
to turn him in, and he tried to like on the river, but then like Jim was like, "You're like the best friend I ever had," and then he did.
No, but the fact that like at such a young age, like he was able to
do all these things.
And like crazy. Understand those things, understand that slavery is not right, and that people are like.
And he had like a lot of character development and turning into like an individualist.
So, right. So I think that's great.
And I think he was like a really like educated person because he like never let like racism cloud him or anything, even though all the people around him were like really, really racist. And like he like hid Jim as a runaway slave and like lied for him, even though like if you like lie for that you can get killed too, like how it was about to happen and they were about to like let him die.
Right.
Do you guys like Huckleberry Finn?
I kind of liked it, to be honest.
I had mixed emotions.
I thought that I liked it.
Did we read it in class?
We read like a chapter.
Okay. I think the movie was actually kind of interesting. Like,
it was like
I like
it was
the
kind of like
adventures.
retro feeling, like acting. I kind of like that Disney era.
Mm-hmm. I liked it, and I like how he like lies to get himself out of things. I think it's like funny. Like
it's
like,
like funny and cute.
There was a good.
And like Mr. Willick said, it was kind of a dark movie for PG.
I don't understand why it was PG. Me and Ellie were talking about that earlier. We were like, how is it PG?
Yeah.
Because like
the
tarring and the feathering.
Yeah.
And like how they almost like killed Jim at the end, and they were like showing that, and like Huck was like about to die.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And that little
I literally thought he died.
Oh yeah, and that guy who got
like,
shot.
That was.
I thought Huck was about to die.
Me
I
too.
was, like, sad. I was like,
I know. Right from like the first scene in the movie was already like just like fighting and stuff.
But like you could like tell that it was like a little bit dark, and you were like, oh.
And like him fighting with his dad too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about his dad. That was like the other class, but yeah, his dad was like abusive and stuff, and he like overcame that too. Right.
Yeah.
Really
he was like really smart. He just like used like his resources that like were around him to like.
He was very resourceful.
He was very resourceful.
Right.
So.
And also like I thought like the ending was weird though, because it was like there was all this like cast and suddenly just like everything was all.
It was like
I was like suddenly he's free, suddenly
everything. Yeah. It was called Deus Ex Machina.
Oh yeah,
thing,
like a character comes in the plot.
I mean, like I didn't really like that. I feel like they could have done that in like a more spread out way, where it's not just like like plot twist. Like
I think Huckleberry running away in the end, just like that movie was for nothing. Like everything got resolved at the end.
Everything got resolved. Jim was fine. Huck was fine.
Finally getting adopted, and then he just runs away.
They just saw like Jim like laughing at him. Like I didn't think it was a good ending, but I think overall.
I think Huck should have ran away. She should have like taken his opportunity. To, like,
he should have like finally settled down. Just been like, I'm done with my adventures. And, like been mature.
Like learned to be successful.
Is like a second book?
I don't think so.
Oh
wait, and that's just a Mark Twain, right?
Oh maybe, I don't know, because it didn't continue.
I think there might be like
something. I'm not sure.
Maybe story. Mark Jim's. Was Jim have like an after story? I don't know.
Maybe. I'm not sure. But about like the actual book of Huck Finn and like the N word. So that obviously says it like what like
at least like 100 times.
Do you guys think it's like appropriate to learn in class about the N word?
Okay, well, I think that you should educate people about it. But I also don't think it's okay for teachers to say it unless they're like black. Like I don't think it's.
Yeah.
I agree because I feel like
it's just like derogatory.
Like,
and everybody knows what the N word
everyone,
is.
yeah,
So
at
by
least
saying it,
one
you're not
person's
teaching.
gonna get uncomfortable by a teacher saying
Exactly.
it.
And like, oh, sorry, you go.
you can like just like not get into all
You can
that
just say the N word.
conflict.
You can say like anything else
you
instead
say
of like the
N-word
actual
or just
word.
like
Or you can just skip over it, or you can like replace
Do you
it.
think like an African American student could say it for the class? Or,
If they're comfortable with
Yeah,
it.
if
Because
they're
they like
comfortable.
reclaim the term, so it's up to them if they want to say it or not. And if they're comfortable with saying it like in front of the class, then I don't see why not. Because you can't stop them from saying it if they reclaim the word. It's just a problem if somebody who's not African American says it.
Exactly.
It's like the most appropriate thing that they said in class, not necessarily, but like it's not like
It's their choice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
it's important to learn about the roots, the history of the word, and like
How we shouldn't.
Yeah, I
say it.
agree. It's
Yeah.
very
I think
important.
and how
I
it can
yeah.
be offensive even if some people don't think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's
Right.
important
Yeah.
too. I think it's really important to educate yourself on
Yeah.
it, but I don't think it's important for like students who aren't African American or teachers who aren't African American to say it because we've all learned about the word. We all know what the word is. Like by saying it, you're not teaching anybody anything.
Yeah, but I did think the discussion we had in class about the N word was helpful and it did like kind of educate more people on it. But like still I agree.
So
like I don't think it's
do you guys think it's okay to say it while like rapping or something?
No,
I don't
definitely
think it's
not.
okay. I
Because
think,
no matter in the context that you say it, it doesn't matter. It still has derogatory roots, and you know about those roots. So
Right,
why are you
exactly.
saying it? Because you know that it has like a hidden meaning that's like negative.
Right.
Exactly.
So I don't see the point.
And like if you think of slavery, like how brutal, like we
and
really, it's
slavery
like really hard for us to understand.
Yeah.
But like think about how like brutal slavery was,
Especially
like how,
after
and all that, and they call them that term. Like, that's and if you're saying it now, that's just so
That's
like
so messed up.
disrespectful.
And it's not that hard to skip over. It's
yeah,
really not.
it's one
Right.
word, just like and everyone understands like it's,
And like a lot of teachers' excuses are, well, I'm just using that context of like,
but you can
it's-
say N word instead of the word, and you still understand the context.
Right.
It's not like
exactly.
like I said, everybody already knows it. You're not teaching anybody.
Do you guys think fighting racism with racism is helpful?
No. That's like fighting fire with fire. There's no
Yeah.
point. It's just gonna become a
Exactly.
fire.
Yeah.
I don't think that like being racist towards any group is like ever okay.
Yeah.
Like that's just not.
it's not gonna help
it's
the
not
situation. It's like
It's just gonna amplify things.
Exactly. It's just gonna make it 10
Yeah.
times worse.
All people are equal. No one's like
exactly.
lesser than
Yeah,
anyone
we're all
else.
humans.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just need to be accepted of each
Yeah.
other.
And if we go back to the conversation of the N-word, there's like the other argument where, oh, if we don't include the word in the book, well,
It's not
like
gonna
the
get
same.
noticed.
Well, yeah, it's not gonna get noticed. It won't have the same impact. So what do you guys
Well,
think?
do you guys think
but-
like avoiding the word is just gonna make it keep its power, or do you think
No,
casualizing it will just like
Okay,
Push-
but the thing is, like
disperse
in the
it.
book, you already learned so much more about slavery, and you already learned like all the brutality. So you're already paying attention because when you hear about people getting like killed and stuff, you like kind of sit up and you're like, oh. So like I don't think saying the word is gonna like make anybody pay attention more than they already are. You can't force people to pay attention by doing something like that. And I also think that skipping over the word, it's like I agree that it's like making the word seem important, but the word is important. Like you can't take that away. You can't change history. So I don't think you should say it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just not okay to say unless you are that race.
Yeah, unless you've reclaimed the word. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm saying.
So, what are some ways that slavery is still like passed down to today's world, like prevalent?
Well, I guess there's kind of two ways to look at that, right? Like the racism aspect and then the actual like labor aspect.
Yeah, I feel like African Americans are still stereotyped as
Definitely
less
unconscious
because
bias.
of unconscious.
Right. There's
Yeah.
still like racism going around, even if it's not like expressed.
Mhm.
Like people are.
It's just like people are like
And like,
And there's still
them-
people that have like
I've
negative
heard
opinions
about
on
people.
African Americans, or not only just African Americans, like people of other minorities.
Yeah,
as well.
people of like color. I guess.
Yeah, so those minority groups start to like build up hate against white people,
Because
and then
of
white
what
people hates them, or
And then
not
it's-
hate
Yeah,
them, but like
it's
keep
like-
them as less.
and then it gets
So like it's
worse.
just constant conflict. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Like sometimes like people will like pay extra attention when like an African American person walks in the store or something like that. Like the store workers will because of like unconscious bias. and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
everyone
just
thinks
still-
like, oh, they're gonna steal something. Oh,
Yeah.
they're gonna like,
Oh, they have a gun.
they have,
Like,
they
yeah,
maybe have gone.
it's like
they're gonna
way-
shoot at the store.
It's like I guess unconscious bias has kind of gotten like way out of hand with like especially with
On
African
both
American
sides.
people. On both
It's-
sides.
On both sides. 'Cause
I
everyone,
agree. On both
like
sides.
some people think like for white people, like, oh,
They're
they're
all
probably
bad.
racist.
Oh,
they're
they're
like,
uncultured.
right.
And
Yeah,
they're like all
they're
bad, but
uncultured.
that's not
Yeah.
true. I mean, just like it's kind of
Yeah.
like I guess you can look at it in the aspect of like terrorism too. one bad person or like two bad people aren't defining a whole race.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I think people get confused. Like they see one POC do something bad,
And they
like
blame
they
all of them.
stereotype the
Same
entire
thing
group.
with like white
Yeah.
people. They see one white person do bad, and they suddenly say that all of them are racist, which isn't true at all.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It's the person, not.
Yeah. So, child workers.
Child labor.
Child
Yeah,
laborers.
child laborers, like the people that work for like.
That's
That's-
definitely slavery.
That's I think
It's
that
pretty much slavery.
unpaid. I think it is
Unpaid is
slavery.
definitely slavery. I mean, I guess if you're paid, it's still not fair because you're getting paid like what $1 an hour. To
Well,
do
Yeah.
in the
really
U.S.,
hard
there
work.
are like things preventing that, but like out,
Yeah, I guess
like,
Okay,
in
yeah,
it's more of a problem in
Indonesia,
other countries.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. In like South America and stuff, it's really bad.
Yeah.
I feel like America is doing things like
Yeah, like at
you
the
can only
airport,
work
we've all
so
seen
much.
the sign.
Yeah, you can only
Yeah,
work
it's
so
only
much.
like a certain
you need to
age.
take a break while working.
Mm-hmm.
Blah blah blah.
It's
So,
like
yeah,
I think
more-
you can only work for 2 hours consecutively. Then you have to take a break,
Yeah.
and I think that's good that they do that to prevent it.
Yeah.
And they pay you minimum wage, which I think is now 15.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
kind of high.
But it's like other countries
Yeah.
like China or something.
Oh
like,
yeah, definitely.
Like
China,
that's
the way they
Indonesia.
overwork people. It might not be like obviously like as like brutal as slavery, but like it's still like
Because they
has
don't
that,
get like
yeah.
abused,
it still
but
kind of
it's, like,
has like the inhumane like aspects
Yeah,
of it.
Yeah.
And some people who are unpaid, I think that's definitely slavery because they're kind of being forced to do it without getting anything out of it. So I think that would
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, obviously like slavery it doesn't have like the same impact it has today. Obviously, because
Yeah.
there's not much of that now, but there is still like some aspects of it in like child labor. Like,
There are popular brands that hire child workers. Like a popular one is Shein that a lot of
Yeah, and like
girls like.
Yeah.
Romney.
Like just buying things from that is just I feel like supporting.
right.
It's-
Yeah,
Not
continuing
supporting, but like
It's kind of
you're
like
keeping
like-
their brand
I know.
relevant.
But at the same time, you can't get rid of the brand.
Yeah, because
So
it's
I
so
agree that you
convenient.
shouldn't like
yeah,
exactly.
it's cheap. I mean,
We're-
like, there's like
And you can't completely like one person stopping isn't gonna make like
a whole
Yeah,
It's not
humans are so obsessed with convenience that
and like
one,
cheap.
we're sacrificing our Earth, like everything.
Yeah, our
And
own
our morals.
like brothers
Yeah.
and sisters on Earth.
Earth, morals, humans,
Yeah.
like everything's getting messed up. Every
Yeah.
relationship,
Just because of
our
it being cheap.
climate, like yeah.
Yeah.
What about
Oh.
what about like
Okay.
human trafficking?
Come on, guys.
That if it has the same kind of
Okay, so I think like human trafficking because isn't that technically you get kidnapped? Like, you
yeah,
get
it's like
forced
and
into
you're
doing
being
it?
forced
Yeah.
to.
I think
Is
that's
it
definitely
sex trafficking or just human trafficking?
I mean
I mean,
both.
both,
Both.
honestly.
What? Okay, yeah,
Like
So,
how that's
like-
like slavery.
yeah.
It's like
That definitely is.
slavery. Like if you like look at just like the plain definition, it's got like they're being forced into.
Oh,
it. So same
have
with
you
like
guys-
human trafficking.
Sorry, have you guys ever watched the movie Taken?
Oh no,
I don't
haven't,
think
but I know
It's
what it is.
basically she gets like kidnapped and then she's forced into like sex trafficking, which is like definitely I think that's definitely slavery because you're getting forced into it. They feed your body with drugs that hurts your body, which is like the same way that they like whip slaves and hurt their bodies. And then you also like you don't get paid, like you
Which
don't get any.
that's
benefit
kind of
out
like
it.
this is like a less extreme version, but like kind of what happened with Britney Spears and her conservatorship.
Yeah.
She was constantly drugged and she was like
She was
unable
forced.
to make her own decisions because she was drugged by her own father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess drugging is kind of the equivalent to how slaves were hurt.
Yeah.
If they
it
didn't
is.
do their work, I guess it's like the
Yeah,
equivalent.
Britney was like forced to do shows in like Vegas and things to
Right.
make
Yeah.
her family money while she was cut off from her
Exactly.
kids and the husband and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Which thankfully
Yeah,
is getting shut down.
She's
So
like
I think
years.
that like slavery, how it was in the past, isn't exactly the same, but I feel like different aspects of it are prevalent in like different
Yeah.
ways.
Right. It's
Yeah.
so
So like all the aspects are still prevalent, like racism, abuse, like forced labor. It's all prevalent, just
Yeah.
in different ways.
right.
Not, like,
Right.
all tied together, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to talk about the movie like 12 Years a Slave?
Oh yeah.
I feel
Like,
like
what are your thoughts on it? And do you think we should have watched it?
it was really intense, but
Yeah.
I
that
thought it was really
added a realistic
Yeah.
I guess it kind of taught us.
Yeah, like
It was
educated us.
realistic.
Like
It
I
was,
watched
like,
it on my own, obviously.
something
Like,
that
yeah.
happened and like we're seeing it today. Like we can see how much we've changed from that,
Yeah.
like, if we have at all.
And
But I thought
also,
it was a
it's-
lot though. Like it was really, really intense.
And
Yeah.
also, like, when you learn about slavery in school, like, you obviously know it's, like, bad and it was, like, brutal. Like, you just hear these things, but just,
You
like,
know-
Yeah, I
seeing
feel like
that,
teachers-
you really never understand, like, how, just how,
And I feel like
until
teachers,
seeing that.
they
So it
kinda
kinda, like, changed my
skip over
perspective.
They dumb it down
yeah, they
so
skip
it
over.
doesn't offend anyone or like.
yeah, or like traumatize
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what a lot of
Yeah.
elementary teachers do. Which,
Like elementary and middle. But I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah,
it's
but I
good that
think
we
it's good
watched
for us.
it.
I
I think it's good for
Yeah,
us to know what happened, so we can like just be
Yeah.
educated on it.
Yeah.
A lot of people
And like
aren't.
the sad part is that's not even all. Like that was just a movie. Like imagine like
Yeah.
That was just
worse-
one plantation
Right.
that was on that movie.
Yeah,
Think
so-
about like the thousands others. Of
Right. It was
Yeah.
it was 1,000 times worse than that. So just like just seeing that and seeing how brutal that was and like when that
I
like
guess like
impacted us.
slavery, like the
Yeah.
emotional trauma that goes with it too is like really, really.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
she was crying at the beginning of the movie, because she like they're getting separated from the kids. Like it's just like
Yeah, from like their
emotionally,
families,
physically.
and they're
Yeah.
getting abused. It's
Yeah,
sad.
but I think it was good for us as high schoolers to watch it because we can like.
So our
So,
tablet
yeah,
died,
tablet died.
but we were just talking about 12 Years a Slave, and we thought that we like,
So we can like sit down.
and we talked
Just
about
like squatting.
how that, like our thoughts in the movie. So that's where we ended up.
Yeah.
But
In
I think
conclusion, I guess.
that like makes up our
Yes.
time. So
Yeah.
in conclusion, I hope you enjoyed our lit cast.
Yeah.
Make sure to like.
Yeah, make sure
Like,
to like,
comment,
and subscribe.
subscribe.
And yeah, hope you enjoyed.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.